when Goldman Sachs comes to you and they say we will put together like a syndicate and let's build this together. What is running in your mind, as an entrepreneur? What are you thinking about?
I, two things. First is, how do you neutralize Goldman Sachs? Um, and it's very important because when you build a consortium, you need to make sure that nobody has an edge,
Yeah,
right? Because if somebody has an edge, then the others are not going to commit, their best at it. So one was, how do you basically take advantage of the offer from Goldman Sachs, but at the same time neutralize it so that it doesn't come across as a threat to others?
yeah,
And so that meant that I had to take control of the whole process, and basically, make Goldman Sachs an equal peer to everyone else, and just the first one, but not a higher, by any grade of judgment. Okay. And the second thing was, who will be the next after Goldman Sachs? The first is okay, but a consortia is by definition more than one,
yes,
and who will be the next to move? And I had no idea. Eventually, I got Citigroup
yeah,
to be the second one, and the person who said yes, his name is Sandeep Arora. He's the chief operating officer at that time, and I think I had tear in my eyes, like that when he looked at me. He said, "Yes, we're going to do it." I
yeah.
was like, "Oh my God, this is going to happen."
No, absolutely. And like city is big now, and the consortia didn't end there, right?
No, no,
We have
yeah, you have to.
everybody, on like we have. Okay, now this is my test. We have Morgan Stanley, JP,
Yeah,
JP Morgan.
yeah,
We had BlackRock. We have
yeah,
Standard Chartered, and
yeah.
and like 10 more. This is where I can. So how?
25 more. Add 25 more to it.
Oh, 25. Okay. So as an employee, I did not have access to all the information. I am just
We
learning
had
about
we
this
had
now.
over 30 banks invested in Symphony.
Oh, wow. So how do you manage to get such a prestigious, investor list? How do
Well,
you manage that?
how do you do it? You need to be trusted. I think trustworthiness is absolutely essential.
Yeah.
Have the right governance, because, as I told you, that nobody should have an edge over the other in a consortia, because if
Yeah.
they do, then people don't put their best effort in it. And then you need also to play the FOMO. Fear of missing out is a very important part of the consortia dynamic,
Yep.
both in setting it up and running it. And I was able to, to hit all those notes relatively efficiently, and I should say effectively, because that would be the right adjective there. And then, we play the full transparency game all the time.
Yep.
So playing the full transparency game show that we are not playing something against their interest.
Yeah.
And I always considered Symphony a, an entity to serve the interest of its constituents and its users, and obviously investors, as opposed to an employees, as opposed to my company. And I felt that I am blessed to have their trust, and by all means, at all costs, I should never betray that trust, and
No,
that helped a lot.
absolutely. And while you started Symphony, I started at Thomson Reuters. I used your old desk, David, in the Thomson Reuters Singapore office. So I
Well,
realized that many years later. So